Ambassador Sam Brownback, former ambassador at large for religious freedom, is spearheading the committee, and he joins us now. Ambassador, welcome and congratulations on this huge effort to create this committee. We want to talk to you about the committee, but first, just talk to us about religious freedom and how it's under attack in America today.
Well, Jenna, you know, this is the central doctrine on which the country was founded. It's why the Pilgrims came here in the first place. It was one of Thomas Jefferson's biggest legacies was religious freedom, because you had all these people coming to this country with different perspectives of faith. And they kind of, in the old countries, they just fought about it and killed each other. And here they said, no, we're not going to do that. The government's going to protect your right of freedom of religion, and we're not going to have a state-run church. And that has been a centerpiece of creating this most diverse nation on earth. And yet now increasingly we see it under attack from government dictates, from societal pressures, and even just this weekend from violent attacks by anti-Semitic people coming into this country to attack an open religious institution that they didn't agree with.
Why do you believe religious freedom is the building block on which all other freedoms that we have here rest?
It's the foundational one because, you know, I think it started off with, it was one of the rights that God gave to us. I mean, he gave us religious freedom. He gave us the right to choose to do with our own soul what we choose. And no government has the right to interfere with that. And what we have found and seen all over the world is that governments that will protect religious freedom, you will build and see other freedoms, human rights build on top of that. Freedom of assembly, the freedom of speech, really the ability to argue and to organize differently from the government. Most of those tend to be built on this fundamental right of religious freedom. So if that one is deteriorated, these others start falling apart as well. In the last 20 years, we've seen a decline of human rights around the world. That's why we need to get back and shore up these basics, and we need to shore them up in our own country, too.
The committee's aim is to support candidates regardless of their political affiliation, as long as they do support the free exercise of religion. Ambassador, what standard will you judge these candidates by, and what will be expected from them?
Well, we're forming a national committee. That's what's going to be announced tomorrow. And then we're going to have state chapters. So there'll be a Virginians for Religious Freedom, a Kansans for Religious Freedom, Californians for Religious Freedom. And we'll ask those local state affiliates to determine the major issues in their state and local governance that they want to look at. But all of it has to revolve around this fundamental issue of religious freedom for everybody, everywhere, all the time. But those will be mostly made at a state and a local level with the groups that affiliate with this national entity.
And, you know, it's bipartisan, as you've mentioned, that it's regardless of party. Are you hopeful that you'll get people from both parties?
I am. You know, this used to be a solidly bipartisan issue. The Religious Freedom Restoration Act, when it initially passed, I think it passed the Senate 99-1. There wasn't any division on the First Amendment to the Constitution, the free exercise of religion. But since then, it's divided up a lot more, not internationally. We've stayed together there, but domestically we have. And my hope is that we can start pulling together here saying this is a fundamental right, that you cannot have a diverse culture without having these protections for people of faith that want to freely practice their faith peacefully. It's always peaceful. That people have to do that. But I'm hopeful we can get a strong bipartisan support for it. We need it. We need it.
Well, Ambassador Sam Brownback, we're out of time, but congratulations again, and thank you so much for coming on tonight.
Come visit our website, thencrf.org. Thank you all.
All right, and we'll be right back.